Namaste and welcome to our Sunday morning wake up yoga practice. I hope you are all feeling well and excited to be joining me on this lovely Sunday morning. We are just going to start off today seated. So coming down onto your bottom, taking the flesh away from the sit bones and taking a nice big roll of the shoulders up, back and down. Maybe another couple of those. Nice big roll of those shoulders up, back and down. Last one, and then gently release. Give yourself a nice big shrug, so draw the shoulders in and up, and as you exhale, big sigh and let them fall. Another couple of those. Big breath in, big sigh. Last one, big breath in, and then big sigh. Oh, very nice. So take the hands, place them palms face down onto the knees in our gesture of grounding. Draw the belly in towards the spine to lengthen through your tailbone and drop those sit bones down even further into the floor. If it's feeling uncomfortable to sit like this, then just place a cushion or a wedge underneath your bottom to allow your hips to tilt forward a little. Let's see if we can get a nice straight spinal column today. Lifting up through the crown of the head, softening down through the shoulders, and then we take our moment to close our eyes. So here we are on our Sunday morning practice, just checking in with the body, checking in with the self as we sit in this grounded, this rooted position. Just contemplating the physical self. Again, generally as we start our Sunday morning practice, we're not quite body awake yet because it's early in the morning. We take our time to acknowledge the fact that we're perhaps feeling a little stiff from the night's sleep, or perhaps we have slept on one of our shoulders funny, one of our arms funny, and it's feeling a little bit tight or a little bit tired around those joints. So we take time to acknowledge any physical aches or pains or signs of tension, but then we also start to be aware of anything that is emotionally or mentally cropping up. If we're feeling a little, a little bit, again, tired, or if we're feeling a little bit unwell, or if we're feeling a little bit emotional. Again, it's a long road that we have been on for the last year, so these things tend to build up in our body, in our mind. So we take a time to check in with our emotional self. And with that checking in, we take a really big breath into the center of the heart. And as we exhale, big sigh to ground those sit bones. And again, release a little bit of tension through the shoulders, through the neck. Noticing any thoughts that crop up while we're in this safe space. Anything running around the mind, any thoughts of what our practice should be like today, but also any thoughts of how life should be at the moment. And we take time to just allow those thoughts to float in and float out again, safe in the knowledge that we are exactly where we should be at this present moment in time. Again, a nice big breath across the center of the chest. An easy sigh. Closing the mouth, parting the teeth, relaxing the jaw. Allowing the breath to flow freely through our nice tall torso. And getting that inhale a little bit deeper today into lower belly, beyond the lungs. And as that breath filters in nice and deep into our solar plexus, we take the time to start to draw the belly in towards the spine to engage our solar plexus around the belly button and a little deeper. as we engage the belly, notice how that affects our body. Notice how this longer, slower, deeper breath allows the body to feel a little easier sitting in our cross-legged position. Keeping hold of this long, slow breath throughout our practice today, and as always, we make our promise to practice with openness and honesty. Being good to the body, being kind to ourselves, and never moving deeper into a position that feels more comfortable. Bringing those hands into prayer at heart, and taking that final big breath into the center of the chest. Big grounding sigh. Blinking eyelids open and raising gaze. Namaste. Taking those arms out in a nice big sweeping lift. Really big breath. Just stretch up all the way to those fingertips. Wriggling out through those fingertips. And then as we exhale, we're going to draw the shoulder blades down the back. So we're still keeping the arms nice and long, but the shoulder blades are settling down into their sockets. Draw the belly in towards the spine, drop the tailbone down towards the floor. So we come to this space with a super straight spine, lifting up through the crown of the head, growing taller through the rib cage, but again those shoulders are drawing down into the sockets. Big stretch through the fingertips now. Again, that super long breath into lower belly. On the inhale breath, lifting chin. And on the exhale breath, we're going to draw the chin down towards the chest. Stretching out along the neckline. On the next inhale breath, we're going to reach the gaze up along with those fingertips, lifting the shoulders out of their sockets now. And as we exhale, quarter twist to the right and bring fingertips one in front, one behind. Pushing down through those fingertips as you roll the back shoulder open and gaze towards the back. As we breathe here in our gentle spinal twist to open, just notice how the spine is feeling, the quality of your breath, that you can move across the back of the spinal column. And on the next inhale, still facing the right, lifting arms up, shoulder width, and then exhale to turn to face the left. Again, fingertips come down. Pushing down through those fingertips, rolling back shoulder. Again, nice and long through the torso, lifting through the crown of the head in our nice deep breath. And then on the next inhale, again, still facing left, lifting arms all the way up, shoulder width. And then facing back towards the front as we bring those fingertips down onto the floor. Pushing into those fingertips, rounding through low back, pulling down through tailbone, and then pushing all the way back through the middle back, upper back, shoulders and neck. Tucking the chin tightly in towards the collarbones. Again, super big breath, this time across the middle back, across the shoulder blades and into the back of the neck. One more nice big breath in. And as we exhale, big sigh, and just flatten the palms out, let the head fall even further down towards the floor as you take a slow roll up through that center line. Again, placing palms onto the knees, just a gentle shoulder roll to reset back body. And then on the exhale breath, we're going to drop the head over to the right shoulder. Nice big breath in. As you exhale, just let the left shoulder be soft, so maybe give it a little wriggle. Just to acknowledge the fact that we want to release that shoulder a little further. And then on the inhale breath, we're going to lift the head back into center. Exhale breath over to the left shoulder. Still facing forward, and again on the next exhale, just release that right shoulder, maybe give it a little roll, a little wriggle, and then push it down towards the floor. Big breath in and out here. On the inhale breath, lifting back into the center, and as you exhale, drop the chin down towards the chest. Again, nice big breath in, and on the exhale breath, we're going to wriggle both shoulders down towards the floor. See if you can get that super big stretch up through the back of the neck. On the inhale breath, we're going to come all the way over to the right shoulder with the chin, and then lift all the way up into the center line. As we exhale, we're going to start to descend over towards the left shoulder, keeping the chin tight towards the collarbones as you come round. And a super big neck roll. So on the inhale breath, again, we're going to come up across the right shoulder and lift all the way into the center. And then as we exhale, we're going to descend down the left side. Last time this side. Inhale to come up on the right. And exhale to come down on the left. When we reach the center, we're going to change direction. Be careful with the neck. Be nice and gentle. Inhale up through the left. And exhale over to the right. 2 more. Inhale up through the left. And exhale over to the right. Last one, really close to the collarbones. And exhale. Come back into the center. Again, we're going to take a nice big shoulder roll up, back and down. On the inhale breath, sweeping arms out and up, lifting the rib cage. This time as you exhale, we're going to bring the hands forward, planting hands onto the floor, rolling over onto the knees and coming back into our downward dog. So pushing through the heels of the hands, nice and open through the fingertips, and keeping knees nice and bent. Again, long and open through the back body, shifting the weight into those hips, so lengthening out through low spine, but softening down through shoulders. Big breath in, big sigh out. Again, knees are super bent. Nice big breath in, big sigh out. Last one, big breath in, big sigh out, pushing through those shoulders. Next inhale, lift up high onto toes, and as you exhale, roll down through the ball of the feet, the arch of the foot, and down towards the heels. Big lengthening, stretch through Achilles, up through calf muscles into the back of the knees. Big breath in, big sigh out. 2 more, big breath in, big sigh out, and then last one, big breath in, big sigh out. And we're going to start our walk towards the front of the mat, flattening the feet all the way down to the heels as you go. You can bend the knees, and then when we reach up towards the top of the mat, heels underneath the hips. And we're going to take an inhale up halfway, fingertips on shins, lifting chest, shoulders back, hugging belly. Exhale to bend the knees over the thighs. Wriggle the belly into those thighs as you relax the upper body down towards the floor. Very slowly, we're going to ragdoll all the way up. Tailbone, unfurling through low back, middle back, upper back and neck. Reset with that shoulder roll up, back and down. And just give yourself a little flick out through the legs. A little flick out through the hands. Before we come into our sun salutations for today. So bringing the heels underneath the hips, lifting up all 10 toes and splaying them out nice and wide as you then roll them down into the floor. From here, on the inhale breath, sweep the arms out and up. And as we exhale, bring those hands into prayer at heart. Thumbs onto the breastbone, nice and wide through the fingers, pushing together through those heels of the hands. Taking a moment to take some deep breaths into your belly space. Again, as you breathe in, nice and long. And then as you breathe out, hug the belly in towards the spine, dropping tailbone down nice and tall through the back. Again, a couple more of those long, deep, expansive breaths before we begin. And then as we inhale, we're going to take those arms all the way up, lifting through the hips, lifting through low spine. As you exhale, reach forward and down, bending the knees when you reach halfway, allowing the head to drop, fingertips beside the feet. Inhale, right foot back, drop the knee, roll the shoulders open as you extend out through the collarbones. Holding breath, left foot back into plank. As you exhale, your choice, knees, chin, chest, or knees, whole body. Try not to banana, be kind to the body. Untuck the toes, inhale into our low cobra, shoulders back, nice and open across the throat, relaxing eyebrows. Exhale, tucking toes, sitting hips towards the heels in our quarter dog. Nice big inhale breath underneath the shoulder blades here. Exhale breath, downward dog. Inhale breath, right foot forward. Left knee comes down, always moving that right foot underneath your knee if you need to, opening up the chest. Exhale, left foot underneath the left hip, allow the head to fall, bottom to lift, stretch the legs, and then bending the knees, taking the arms beside the ears, coming all the way up on our inhale breath. Exhale, hands into prayer at heart. Shoulders steady, big breath in. Grounding side to release. Inhale, breath, lifting arms, coming all the way up through those hips, through the lower back. Exhale, reaching and extending forward and down. Bending the knees when you reach halfway. Inhaling, left foot back, drop knee, opening chest. Holding the breath, right foot back into plank. Again, exhale breath, either knees, chin, chest, or knees, whole body coming down. Untucking the toes, inhaling into low cobra, shoulders coming back. Exhale, tucking toes, sitting hips towards the heels in our quarter dog. Inhale here, nice big stretch underneath the shoulder blades. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, left foot comes forward, right kneecap down. Again, manually move that left foot if you need to, open the chest. Exhale, right foot underneath right hip, allow head to fall. Bending the knees, arms beside the ears, coming up with that straight spine, nice big lift. Exhale, hands into heart. Big reset breath, inhale here. Exhale out through the mouth. So our second round, you can chaturanga if you want to, and no quarter dog in the middle. Inhale to lift the arms. Exhale to extend that reach forward and down, legs a little straighter, head falls. Inhale, right foot, drop knee, opening chest, holding breath, left foot. As we exhale, either knees, chin, chest or chaturanga. Inhale into up dog cobra. Exhale, lifting belly, downward dog. Inhale, right foot forward. Exhale, bringing that left foot in, allowing the head to fall. Wriggling the toes nice and open through the feet. Inhale, coming forward and up. Lifting hips, lifting low spine. Exhale, hands into heart. Straight back up. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to reach it forward. Inhale, left foot back. Drop knee, open chest. Holding the breath, right foot back. Again, as you exhale, slowly coming forward and down. Inhale into up dog or cobra. Exhale, lifting hips, downward facing. Inhale, left foot forward. Dropping right knee, opening chest. Exhale, right foot in, head falling. Wriggling the toes, nice and open through the feet. Inhale to come forward and up. Big lift here. As you exhale, bring the energy back into heart. And then just allowing those arms to come beside you, giving the knees a little wriggle, shoulders and arms a little wriggle before we come into Tadasana. Closing your eyes down. Grounded through those feet in our mountain pose. Noticing that releasing of our heart rate, that relaxing of our breath. Feeling stable here through the feet, nice and open across the chest. Heavy through the arms, relaxed across the face. Each breath a little deeper. Coming back into neutral for the body. And And then blinking those eyelids open as we inhale, sweeping those arms out and up, nice big lift. As you exhale, swan dive forward, opening up through those shoulders, really lifting the chest forward and down. And then bringing those fingertips onto the shins, inhale up halfway. Lifting chest. Exhale, bend the knees to fold. Framing the feet with the hands as we take the right foot back. Opening up through the chest in our low lunge. Dropping hips, coming up onto fingertips, shoulders coming back. Nice big breath in and out here, feeling open across those collarbones. Planting right hand down as you inhale, lifting left arm up. Drawing the shoulders back into their sockets and pulling the left hip towards the back edge of the mat. Really big breaths in and out here. One more inhale, lifting up through fingertips, and as you exhale, left hand onto the inside of the left foot, maybe onto a block. Right heel comes down. Hugging left arm onto the knee, knee onto the arm, as you inhale up through right arm. Maybe you need to come up higher onto your fingertips, or elbow up onto the knee even, to get that right set of fingertips above the left. So really nice big stretch out through that right hand side, opening up all the way down beyond the hips, beyond the rib cage. One more big breath in. Again, that big sigh out. Keeping legs entirely still as you inhale, use the right obliques and come up into warrior two. As you exhale, draw down through the hips, lifting up still through our crown of the head, maybe rolling that right shoulder back and down. Making sure that that left heel is in line with the right arch of the foot to make sure your hips are nice and even. Big breath in and out here. And then on the inhale, turning left palm as we reach forward, coming all the way up into our reverse warrior. Right hand comes down onto the back of the thigh, lifting up through left side, stretching out into the rib cage, softening into that left hip. And if you're feeling comfortable in the calf muscle, you can lift up through that left heel. Again, super big breath here, nice and open through that left ball of the foot. No tension in the toes. One more inhale. And as you exhale, bring the heel down if it's not already, and then the left elbow onto the knee. Circling right arm over the head into our side angle stretch. See if you can pull the left shoulder down into its socket as you reach up and over through that right arm. Super long breaths here. Rolling a little into that right little toe side of the foot. And then we're going to move from our reverse warrior into our side angle with our breath. It's called dancing warrior sometimes. So as you next inhale, don't worry if it's not with me, bring right arm all the way back and down, lifting up through left arm. And then as you exhale, we're going to come forward into our side angle stretch, reaching over the head. Inhale again, right oblique. See if we can keep the legs entirely still. And then exhale into our side angle. One more, inhale, nice big lift. And then exhale to come forward. As we come forward in side angle, keep reaching that right arm forward, dropping right shoulder in line with the left, and feel a nice big stretch again along that side body as you reach out through the right fingertips. Big breath in and out here. And then take right hand down, plant left hand alongside and bring the left foot back into plank. Shoulders back into their sockets, push the heels towards the back edge of the mat and the crown of the head towards the front of the mat. Big breath in. Huge sigh out. We're going to either drop right knee, sweep left foot back and come into side plank, or roll over onto the blade edge of the right foot and come into our side plank. Whichever one you're doing, hips stay nice and high, right shoulder is back into its socket. Nice big breath across that left side body. One more big breath in. And then as you exhale, cartwheel left arm forward and come back into plank pose. On the next exhale breath, drop the knees, untuck the toes, and bring the whole of the body down all the way onto the belly. Rolling the shoulders back and down into our low cobra, opening across the throat, making sure the eyebrows stay relaxed. On the next inhale breath, we're going to see if we can lift the hands. Again, that nice big inhale here to open up across the chest. And on the next exhale, coming all the way down. Tucking toes, sitting hips towards the heels. Taking a couple of really big breaths here, reaching those fingertips forward, but dropping the tailbone down to really stretch underneath the arms, all the way across the back of the shoulders. And then on the next natural exhale, come up into our downward dog. So walking the dog out here, taking a nice big stretch through the back of each knee, bending through one leg, putting all the way down into the opposite heel, and then changing to the other side. Trying to keep it nice and slow, moving gently from one to the other. Keep pushing back through the shoulders, pushing away through the heels of the hands. And then on the next inhale, lifting up high onto toes. Exhale down through the heels. Bending through the knees. Gazing in between the hands. Inhale, jumping or stepping. In between the hands, allowing the head to fall. Inhale up halfway, lifting chest. Hugging belly, pushing back through tailbone. Shoulders coming back into their sockets. Exhale, bend the knees to fold. Again, we're rolling up, heavy head, heavy shoulders, heavy arms. Reset, shoulder roll up, back and down. And on the inhale, sweeping arms out and up. As you exhale, swan dive forward, really stretching out through the tops of those shoulders, leaning into the chest. Fingertips, again, either onto the shins or onto the floor in front. And then exhale to release. Plant the hands. Inhale, left foot coming back. Dropping through the hips, opening up through the collarbones, again into our low lunge. So coming up onto your fingertips or onto blocks to give yourself space. Go nice and open across the throat, pushing back through the right hip. And again, up to you, either left hand down onto the floor or onto a block, but make sure it's underneath the shoulder as you inhale up through right arm. Shoulders back into their sockets. Lift up through that left thigh bone. And again, pushing back through the right hip. Super long breath here into our twist. See if we can get that breath all the way down into lower belly, into low spine. One more inhale. And as you exhale, place the right hand onto the inside of the right foot. Again, maybe it's onto a block or onto your fingertips. Left heel is coming down, right knee is in towards right arm, and arm is pushing back into that knee as you inhale up through left arm. Again, maybe you're leaning a little bit too far forward and it's hard to get up. So if so, bring the elbow onto the knee and make sure that we have that left set of left shoulder above the right shoulder. Again, super long breaths here. Finding that depth of breath. And then kicking those left obliques into play as you inhale. Keep the legs entirely still and come up into warrior two. Rolling shoulders down the back, dropping into those hips, but still lifting through the crown of the head, nice and tall, through that central line of the body. Big stretch out from middle finger to middle finger. Then that super grounding breath here, opening up through the whole of the underside of both feet. And then from here, turning right palm as you come all the way forward and up into reverse warrior, left hand down. Big stretch out through that right hand side, and on the exhale breath, you can soften even further into that right hip. Again, if you're feeling comfortable, you can lift up through right heel, but might be a bit tight in the calf muscles, especially if you've been starting your running season. So take it easy on those legs. One more big breath in. As you exhale, heel comes down, right arm onto right knee, and then circle left arm over the head. Again, we're into side angle stretch. Find that full length in towards the left fingertips. Pull right shoulder back into its socket, and maybe roll a little more weight into the left little toe side of the foot. Again, we're seeing if we can make those left obliques work a little harder as we keep the legs entirely still and using our breath coming into our dancing warrior. So inhale, left hand back, right arm up. And then exhale, floating it forward and across. 2 more. Inhale, nice big lift. Again, see if we can keep those legs entirely still. Exhale to come forward. Last one. Inhale, nice big lift. And then exhale, side angle stretch. Keep reaching that left arm forward, and we're going to drop the left shoulder in line with the right. So we're reaching across those left fingertips, pulling into the left little toe side of the foot, and then taking the left hand down. Right hand comes to join. Right foot back into plank. Crown of the head moving forward, shoulders and heels moving back. Nice and strong through that left hand, maybe moving into the centre slightly, either left knee down or rolling over onto the feet into our side plank. Shoulders back into sockets. Super big lift through that right side of the chest. One more inhale. As you exhale, reach forward through the right arm and take that right hand back into its place. On the exhale breath, drop the knees, untuck the toes and come all the way down. Again, we're going to come up into low cobra, rolling shoulders back, opening through the throat. Keep the eyebrows nice and relaxed, and then we're going to take the hands up. And see if we can get that breath nice and deep into the belly space, across and open through the chest. One more inhale. And as we exhale, coming down. Tucking toes. Inhale, hips towards the heels. Exhale here, reaching forward through those fingertips. Drawing down through the tailbone, super long breaths underneath the arms, underneath the shoulders. And then on the next exhale, coming up into our downward facing. Again, nice and long and open, maybe swaying through the hips, maybe pedaling through the feet, depending on how your feet and legs are doing. Big push through the heels of the hands. A gentle look from left to right underneath the arms, softening out through the neck. And then on the next inhale, again lifting up high onto toes. As you exhale, pull down through those heels. Staying here for a breath or two. Again, nice and open into the belly. Feel that depth of breath here. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, drop the knees, untuck the toes, coming back into Balasana, into child's pose, bringing the head down, either onto the floor or making a cushion with your hands, relaxing shoulders, softening through the neck. Nice deep breaths here. And engaging through upper body, pushing the breath down the back of the spine. And then very slowly You're going to come to sit onto the shins, so rolling yourself up nice and slowly, let the arms dangle heavy beside you. And then reset with our shoulder roll up, back and down. Just sitting to one side as you swing your legs round. As we come into a couple of forward bends, so we're going to bring our, we'll bring the left leg back today. So we're going to bring the left leg behind us and see if we can get to 90 degrees between kneecap and kneecap. Your left hip will slightly raise up off the floor, and see if you can roll that hip down towards the floor. If it's super uncomfortable on your knee, then please just bring the sole of the foot into a normal forward bend, so just bring it onto the inside of your thigh. But if you can, then come into our half stag position. And also the option is to prop up your right hip. So you can also put a cushion underneath your right hip to see if you can even your hip position out a little bit. But wherever we are, wherever we end up, as long as it's comfortable for your body and it isn't too painful on the old knee, you can take the flesh away from the calf muscle away from the thigh as well. Flexing our right foot and positioning ourselves right in the middle, so diagonally over towards the left side in between our kneecaps. Place fingertips down, and on the inhale breath we're going to lift up through the centre of the chest. Again, sometimes if you find it really difficult and you're sitting back in the sacrum, it's easier to bring the fingertips behind you to roll the pelvis forward. So either option is absolutely fine, as long as the chest is lifted. And as you exhale, we're going to move the heart forward. Again, it's a little intense on the muscles around the knees, or the ligaments around the knees, but as long as it's not feeling painful, if it just feels a little uncomfortable perhaps, then that's okay. If it's feeling painful, then go into our other position with the foot on the inside of the thigh. So flexing that right foot up. And again, as you exhale, heart comes forward, shoulders come back. Just taking a moment here, reaching the chest as high up as you can, as far forward as you can. But again, seeing if you can roll down into that left hip too. Super long breaths. So one more big breath in here. And then as you exhale, just gently allow the head to fall as you roll yourself back up, walking the hands with you. Placing the right hand onto the other side of your right leg. And now we're going to shift the body to face towards that right set of toes. So shoulders are pointing towards that right set of toes. Your right shoulder needs to be pulled back. Again, the inhale breath, we're going to lift the chest. Left hip will lift a little, that's okay. We're just going to bring the heart towards those toes. Again, don't worry if your knee is feeling a little bit uncomfortable, come into the other position with the leg. Nice big pull forward through the chest, shoulders coming down. Again, the belly is lifted over that right thigh. So one more big breath in and out here. And on the inhale breath, again, we're going to lift the heart, and as you exhale, just let the head fall, relaxing shoulders, relaxing arms. Again, we're going to slowly roll ourselves up. And then moving the weight onto that right hip, just releasing that left leg forward. Give yourself a little massage with your thumbs around your kneecap, all the way through the sides, the top and the bottom of the kneecap. Making sure you're releasing any tension. Hopefully that will give you a nice stretch around that knee. And then bring both legs down and give them a nice big wiggle. I'm going to turn to the other side as we do our right leg, taking the right leg behind, and again see if we can bring kneecap and kneecap to 90 degrees, roughly. Take the flesh away from the right calf muscle and flex the left foot. Sitting to right in between those knees, so diagonally out to the right. Fingertips either in front or behind as you inhale, lifting chest. As you exhale, pushing that heart centre forward. Again, it's a super big stretch for the underside of that left adductor. and for the muscle around that right kneecap. Again, depending on how tight you are around knees, you might feel it more keenly in the knee, or you might feel it a deeper stretch on the inside of the thigh. It depends, and sometimes one is different to the other, so don't worry about where you're feeling it. As long as there's no pain in your knee, then all is good. Again, nice big breath to lift the chest, and as you exhale, heart center forward. One more big breath in. As you exhale, just let the head fall. Rolling yourself back up into the center, walking slowly back. Head is the last thing to come up. Left hand onto the outer edge of that left leg, and then twisting from the hips up all the way through the torso, lifting the chest so the shoulders are both pointing towards those left flexed toes. And as you exhale again, heart center moving towards those toes with the belly lifted over the thighs. So nice big pull back of those shoulders, crown of the head is dropping in line with the spine. Easing yourself forward towards those toes. So one more nice long breath here. And then as you exhale, head falls, nice relaxing stretch through the back of the neck. And then very slowly walking yourself back, rolling up nice and gently, and then swinging that right knee round to the front. Again, using your thumbs, just a little massage around the kneecap. And then give both legs a little wiggle. So bringing the hips to halfway through the mat, bringing those soles of the feet, hands underneath your knees, and we're going to walk the feet up today. So into our Navasana, into boat pose. Draw the knees up towards the ceiling and lifting the chest even higher than those knees. Shoulders rolling down. Bringing feet parallel to the ceiling. Big breath in. As you exhale, legs come forward, shoulders come back. And then when you reach a nice position, rolling those shoulders open to open the palms. You can always bring 2 fingers underneath the knees if it gets a little too much or a little too shaky. Just rock the head from left to right again to release any tension from the neck. Each inhale, lifting your chest. Each exhale, softening your shoulders. And take your time here to bring that breath as deep in towards the body as you possibly can. One more inhale. And as you exhale, you can straighten the legs. Bring thumb and forefinger together. Next breath, let the legs come out a little wider, lifting chest still, big breath in. And then next breath, bring the soles of the feet together, grabbing around those toes and the knees out wide, lifting the toes in towards the chest. In our seated butterfly pose, lifting up through our, flying butterfly pose, lifting up through the chest again, dropping down through the shoulders. One more big breath in. Take each foot in each hand and kick your heels away. It doesn't matter if the legs are straight, but lift the chest, shoulders down through the back, super long stretch out through the back of the legs. And then as you exhale, bring the feet together, knees bending in towards the body, and then slowly bring those feet down towards the floor. Just give yourself a little hug, drop the head. Keep hold of that left hand, left arm around your knees as you bring your right hand behind, lifting the chest as you gaze up over that right shoulder. Big breath in, big sigh out. And then turning to face the front, gently unwind, sweeping right arm round the knees, left hand behind, inhale to roll the shoulders open, gazing behind. Again, a super long breath into lower belly. Big sigh out to turn to face the front. Gently unwind, arms coming forward. So getting hold of any blankets that you may need to feel comfortable in Shavasana. Rolling yourself down onto the floor. Coming into any leg variation that you would like today. So if you are feeling tight in the low spine, just prop something underneath your knees, or you can bring your feet onto the floor. Just nice and comfortably rocking through those hips, rolling through those shoulders, tucking chin slightly towards the chest as we close the eyes down for our Shavasana. So as we take our relaxed position on our mat, we take a moment to allow the body to enjoy being still, to feel heavy through the legs, to feel soft across the arms. No tension through the back body. Heavy through the head, soft through the muscles of the face. Allowing the next exhale breath to deepen and release the body even further into the earth, surrendering to the floor. Coming to rest your awareness on the center of the eyebrows, letting everything else fall away through the floor. Starting to deepen the breath as we stretch out through fingers, through toes, rolling through wrists, through ankles. Drawing the arms over the head, grabbing hold of the right wrist with the left hand, giving yourself a gentle pull as you breathe in. Side to release. Changing sides, inhale, gentle pull. Side to release. And then only when you're ready, rolling to the right hand side, eyes still closed. Taking a moment to come slowly back into the body. Again, only when you're ready, coming up into our comfortable cross-legged seat, still with eyes closed. Bringing palms again face down onto those knees. And as we take our deeper breath back into the belly space, we, as always, take a moment to give thanks for our practice. To acknowledge the time that we spend on our mat as self-care, self-love, and enjoy this sensation of doing something good for ourselves. Taking away with us a feeling of openness, of love, of light. Bringing the palms together, rubbing them till warm. And placing those hands as cups over the eyes. Just pressing those eyes a little, Bring a warmth into those sockets before we flutter eyelids open and bring hands down into prayer. Namaste, and thank you very much for joining me on the mat today. I hope it has set you up for the day ahead. And any likes or comments or shares, as always, are really welcome. And if you do have the chance to, there's a link below to donate to the making of this class. Thank you very much, and hopefully now that the weather is turning a little nicer, I might be able to see you outside in the flesh soon. So please stay tuned for more information on our Lloyd Park classes. Thank you very much and have a good weekend.